believe like this. So let me start from the small introduction and say some words about Russian philosopher Vladimir Solovyov. He was the central figure of Russian religious thought, which had its heyday at the end of the 19th century and early 20th century, reaching wonderful and deep thinkers such as Pavel Florensky, Sergei Bulgakov, Nikolai Berdyaev, and Simon Frank, among others. He raised in deep Orthodox spirituality from his earliest years. He lived through various cultural periods. It was Solovyov who deepened Russian philosophy and firmly justified the place of Christian metaphysics in Russian philosophical discourse. In my short presentation, I'm going to show that the significance of Solovyov's heritage is much broader. He introduced Russian religious thought to Catholic world, and his project of free universal theocracy and ecclesiastic unity of Orthodox and Catholic churches was well known not only among West European intellectuals, but also among official representatives of the Holy See, including Cardinal Secretary of the State and the Pope. The story about Solovyov's contacts with the See actually is well known. All Solovyov's biographers refers to Solovyov's indirect contacts with Holy See, but all facts which we know are not proved by official documents. So I have just 10 minutes and I can only show some documents which could prove the statement that Solovyov's project of ecclesiastical unity was really discussed inside the Vatican. And first of all, when we are talking about relationships between the Holy See and Vladimir Solovyov, it should be mentioned that the original manuscript of his famous work, The History and Future of Theocracy, is now preserved in Vatican Apostolic Library, and it was presented to the library after Russian Revolution by philosopher's nephew, poet Sergei Solovyov. On the slide, you can see cover letter of the head of Catholic Aid Mission in Russia, and cover letter, this is cover letter by Sergei Solovyov about the transfer of manuscript to the library. And on this slide, you can see the preface of the book, handwritten by Vladimir Solovyov. On the next slide, you can see the photo of small Solovyov's brochure, which he wrote for Bishop Strossmayer, leader of Croatian Catholics. He was Solovyov's friend and supported philosopher in his publications. Strossmayer sent this brochure to the Vatican of the Austrian nuncio, Serafimova Nutelli, this brochure contains the main Solovyov's ideas on how the ecclesiastical unity should be achieved. In his cover letter, Serafimova Nutelli wrote that Solovyov could be considered as an agent of Vatican on issue of the Russia's return to the Catholic Church. On this slide, you can see the indications of letters about Solovyov in the index of Secretary of the State documents in Vatican Apostolic Archive. The first letter is the draft of the letter of Secretary of the State, Mariana Rampolla. In this letter, he asked to send a copy of Solovyov's works recently published in French press. Actually, he is talking about Solovyov's works and Vladimir and Christian state. Second document, this one. is the letter of Bishop Strossmayer to Cardinal Secretary of the State about Solovyov's works, Russian Idea and the Russian Universal Church. And this is reply of Mariano Rampolla to Bishop Strossmayer. And on this slide, you can see exemplar of the first edition of Solovyov's book, Russia and the Universal Church, La Russia Église Universelle, with a dedication to the Holy Father. Now, this is the dedication. And the last slide, and very interesting document, just a moment, this one. Very interesting document from Historical Archive of Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. It is photo of the first page of documents which testify that there was the preparation of the Solovyov secret transfer to the Catholicism. Secret because he was afraid of the reaction of Russian government. And I suppose that analysis of these documents clarifies that active interest in Solovyov's ideas on the part not only of Russian Orthodox thinkers, but also of Catholic thinkers in the 20th century is evident. And these documents started started out the books about Solovyov, such books as Michel Herbigny, for example, at the early 20th century, which suppose Solovyov as a procedure of ecumenical ideas of 20th century. Thank you very much. So.